Great to see you back. If you're new here, I'm basically trying to help you find more meaning in life and find a way how you can actually turn that meaning and turn your passion into a sustainable way of living. And this means finding ways so you can keep on doing that thing. Maybe you haven't found that thing yet, or maybe you have a vague idea in your head of what that thing may be. And then eventually making sure that people actually find out about that thing that you're doing so you can make a sustainable income doing that thing. Because we're not here to start a quick dropshipping business to make just some quick money and then 5 years later down the road realize that we've basically wasted our own potential. And I wanted to share a little thing that would have probably saved me about 4 years of fucking around trying to find that one thing that I wanted to do. And I'm going to give you an example from the book Ikigai. You see, from the day I was born, I already knew that I wanted two things in my life. The first one being doing something I'm actually passionate about, because some things I did in school just didn't give me that fire in my soul, and it didn't get me into that flow state of just being at one with the world. Just this amazing feeling of knowing that what you're doing is actually applying something to the world and to your own life. And on the other hand, I wanted to make money doing so. Because let's be honest, you simply just need money if you want to maintain your lifestyle. But around 5 years ago, I constantly struggled with this constant belief that I needed to find something that I loved and then at the same time find something that also made me money. And that is also something that this Ikigai book tells us. Maybe you've already seen this book, maybe you've heard of the term Ikigai, but I'll just hover over it really quickly. Your Ikigai is basically just described as this thing that you wake up for. Not even the thing you wake up for, but the thing that you actually live for. And it is described by 4 intersecting circles. The first circle being doing what you love, the second circle being doing what the world actually needs, the third circle being doing what you're good at, and the last circle being what you can get paid for. These are all in a random order. Now here's the big problem that I always ran into. I knew what I loved doing because back at that time I saw around me that many people never were truly inspired, and I wanted to share that inspiration with people. I created a YouTube channel called Creave, which basically stood for the crave to create. And I wanted to encourage people to start creating more, whether it was art, whether it was films, because I was into filmmaking. It could be anything, because you can already imagine back at that time I was 15 years old. I thought that I couldn't make money doing so. I made a YouTube video here and there and I loved doing it. It was literally that thing what I loved and the thing that I was good at. Well, I wasn't extremely good at it, but simply because I did it a lot, I got very good at it. So I had these 2 circles of the Ikigai, right? I had the circle of doing what you love and doing something that you're good at, or at least in my case, I was slowly getting better at it. And deep down, I also really believed that this was what the world needed. So in truth, I basically ticked off the 3 circles of the Ikigai at 15 years old. I had found what I loved. I wasn't extremely sure, but I had an idea of what I really loved doing. I also knew that if I just kept committing to this, I would slowly get better at it. And I truly believed that this was improving the world. But here comes the problem. I was constantly struggling for over 5 years with one thing. I thought that I couldn't get paid doing it. And it was a huge mistake to even think about it in the first place. Because here's the big mistake with this Ikigai philosophy. It's basically 4 different circles without a particular order to it. But what many people fail to realize is that there's actually a linear order that you need to go through. Because if you constantly obsess about finding ways how you can get paid doing this thing that you love, then you simply forget focusing on this thing that you love. And if you have been struggling with actually committing to something that is meaningful, that makes money, that helps the world, and something that you want to get better at, your fire in your belly, the flame in your soul, you need to let go of the other 3 circles. Just for a moment, imagine that one thing that you've been thinking about maybe for years, maybe you're still discovering it, but just think about that one thing that pops into your head right now that you want to build your life around, and imagine that you're extremely good at it. Imagine that you can help thousands of people doing it, or maybe even 10 people, doesn't matter. Just imagine that you can add value to the world by doing this thing. And imagine that you can sustain your lifestyle and earn meaningful income doing this thing. In other words, just realize that the other 3 circles of the Ikigai will be ticked off no matter what. Because here's the thing, they will. When you simply focus on what you love, which could once again be anything, and you forget about the money you need to make, you forget about how good you need to be at that thing, then the other things will occur naturally. Because when you do what you love, what will happen? You will get better at it. And when you get better at a certain craft, then people will start benefiting from it. In other words, you will tick off another circle. You will start giving the world what it needs. And what happens when you give the world what it needs? you start earning income doing so. But so many people, including myself at that time, tried to tick off all these 4 circles at the same time. But now I've taken a different approach, and it has changed my life quite tremendously in a short amount of time. I am currently simply focusing on what I love. That's it. Well, what is it that I love? What is something that I wake up with every single day? It's literally this journey. I am so passionate about finding out how everyone in the world can do something that they truly love and sustain their lifestyle doing so. And so that's what I focus on. I read books that get me closer to that goal. I've actually built a community where we talk about this a ton. Currently I'm reading the book The Art of Focus by Dan Koe, which is also an amazing, valuable book that helps me to get closer to that goal. Yes, by the way, my book stop is a leaf. Don't ask me why. And what is currently happening, because I'm simply just focusing on what I love, I'm starting to get better at it. The other circle is getting ticked off automatically, and because I'm getting better at it and because I'm sharing it with others, I'm starting to help others. And now the only last thing that is left is finding a way how I can create income doing this. And that's basically just the journey that I'm sharing with you. I've already found some ways, but I don't think I'm the master at it by far right now. To get better at it and to increase my value as a person to you, I'm also writing a book currently called Meaning and Momentum. And yeah, I'm just documenting this journey, trying to improve this thing that I'm so obsessed about and trying to help you get there too. Because the first 3 things I have luckily kind of ticked off. I found what I love, I have found how to get better at it, and I have found how to share this with others. If this is something that you can get off your mind as well, if you want to build this life around what you love, instead of just doing it at the end of the day after your job that you kind of dislike, then stick around and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.